Hello and welcome to the second episode of my game review series, formerly known as my vlog series. Today, we're not going to talk about two games, which we normally do. We're actually going to talk about two different game series, 5 games total, because these are all small games. I'm talking about Enigmatics and Fear for Sale, two adventure game series, both from Big Fish Games. Now, these are really fun games. These are a mixture between adventure games, which of course means that you will. Let's just get out of here actually. Open the door, leave, no, leave again. These are, of course, mixtures between adventure games and and which of course adventure games means of course that you will be solving mysteries, finding clues, finding objects that can be used elsewhere. And my phone is ringing. I'm not gonna answer it. And it's also a mixture between puzzles, which of course is a normal thing in a lot of adventure games. And then there's the kind of big fish trademark thing, which is a little mini game called Hidden Objects. Now, what this is, I've talked about this before, but I don't think I really explained it that well. This is you'll find an area and you'll click on it, which takes you to another screen where there's a lot of objects on this screen, and beneath it there's a list of other objects, some of them being the same. You now need to find everything on your list on the screen with the pictures. It's a big mess. It can be a closet, it can be just a pile of junk. And you have to find the different objects. And one of these objects that you find will be an object that you need. Sometimes you'll be able to guess which object it is because it's obvious. Other times it won't be obvious. And other times again, you will actually think that it's something and it turns out to be another thing. And this thing you will of course use as a normal thing which you would find in adventure games, and that's make it quite interesting. These games are kind of difficult at times. I had to look at a guide for some of them, and also you can press a hint button that'll show a hint to where you go, and also show if you can't find an object, you can press the hint button as well. With that said, even though they can be kind of difficult, they're all very short and very easy to complete because there is the hint things. But the last game I played of Big Fish games of the games, I actually managed to complete without any form of hints, without any help at all, which was kind of I was impressed by myself. Now let's talk about the different stories. First we talk about in Enigmatics, where you play I can't remember if I think it might be a private detective, a female private detective, and you come to the first game is called something with Raven, no, Maple Creek. I can't remember. Secret of Maple Creek, Mystery of Maple Creek, something like that. And you've come to this town to find a missing girl. Well, actually, when you first start the game, you have lost your memory, but you very quickly find out that you need to find a missing girl. And you then go through the game and get closer and closer to find out what's happened here, and opening up new areas and stuff like that. There's a lot of back and forth, but it's a super fun game. The sequel, which is called The Mists of Ravenwood, it's better in story and it's longer, but I think the gameplay has been downgraded a small bit. But it's in the second game you're actually just driving along when you come to a camper which has been flipped over, and you go investigate. Inside there's a little girl. This little girl is, however, quickly kidnapped by a big fucking raven, and you now have to find her. Go into a national park type area. That isn't exactly what it seems, and both of them are very great games with a lot of nice, and it all comes together in. Oh god, there's a fight. Seems like there's a fight up there. Let's go the other way. both of the games, when combined, tells an amazing story, and everything is explained in the final game. I think there might be a third game coming, I don't know, but it's amazing. This will probably be a short video because there isn't really much to talk about in these games other than the fact that they're fun. Um, the second series, which is called Fear for Sale, you play a journalist for a magazine called Fear for Sale, which is kind of like a magazine investigating paranormal activity and stuff like that. And in the first game, which is called Jesus Christ, what's it called? Something about Wire Manor or something. Can't remember the exact title, but you are sent to a big mansion, a manor kind of thing, where you have to solve a mystery about a ghost being present at the location. Oh, the Ghost of Maple Creek. That was the first name of the Enigmatics. I think this here is called The Mystery of McEnroy Manor. That's true. Yes, Mystery of McEnroy Manor? I think that's the title. Anyway, but you need to solve a mystery. And the gameplay in the two games is pretty much the same. Of course, different stories, different clues, different puzzles and stuff like that. And you have to solve the mystery of a ghost in this manor. The second game, which is called Sunnyvale Story, is a little different and kind of weird. In that game, you have to solve the mystery of a house appearing at random around a city called Sunnyvale, and it eats people. Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but the story is actually quite interesting, and there's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of people that trying to in the city that wants to make sure you don't investigate. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it's a really funny and it's a really great game. The last game in the series so far is a game called Nightmare Cinema, which was actually the first of that series that caught my attention. But I decided to play them from the very start, even though they don't really have the same kind of connections as Enigmatics has. But this Nightmare Cinema, you have to solve a mystery of a cinema where a lot of disappearances have happened, and a friend of you, actually a friend of yours, had gotten an invitation to this cinema, which has been closed for several years. So it's kind of weird to get an invitation to a cinema that's closed. And his girlfriend wants you to investigate his disappearance, and you start doing this. Really, I think that's the best of the three games, and each of the games in the Fear for Sale seems to be bringing something, at least a small thing, new to the game, to the new kind of puzzle, new kind of gameplay mechanic, which is really cool. Big Fish makes a lot of games, and I would like to call them kind of casual adventure games, but with that said, it's not easy games. They are kind of difficult. The puzzle can be hard. But they're fun, and that is the most important part. You can easily complete a game from Big Fish in a day if you want. I always split them out over more time, because I like to actually, even though a game can be completed in a short amount of time, I actually like to spend more time on each game. But yeah, Enigmatics and Fear for Sale, both series are amazing. They're cheap, so don't worry about if you they're not they don't cost much, which you probably got from me saying it's cheap. So I would highly recommend both games, but there's not. If you're looking for something with a lot of action in, this is not their thing. And even though they're supposed to be kind of scary, they're not scary at all. They have interesting stories, but they are, like I said, casual adventure games, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have another feeling about what's called casual, but the thing that most people call casual games, I don't even call games. Those are just waste of fucking space and time. The hell was that, dude? That guy. But yeah, I think this is it for now. Like I said, Enigmatic series, Ghosts of Maple Creek and Mists of Ravenwood, and Fear for Sale series. Mystery of McEnroy Manor, Sunnywell Story, and Nightmare Cinema. And I think there's a fourth game in the Fearful Sale series actually in the making as we speak. And of course, there's other games from Big Fish, and I am planning on playing more of the Big Fish games because they might be simple, they might be not what most people would call an actual game, although they are more than what other games are called games. Like, for instance, Plants vs. Zombies, I wouldn't call that a game. Well, maybe Plants vs. Zombies. That is a game, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I never actually played Plants vs. Zombies. It just looks kind of boring to me. But I guess that's just... I guess we all have different opinion on what's a great game and what's a boring game. But Fearful Sale games, Enigmatis, Fearful Sale, and others, really fun. Great, interesting stories. Great, interesting gameplay. But simple and quickly done. So if you kind of like just maybe wait for another game to be released, or just feel like you don't want to start something big and epic, so some of these games would be quite nice to just sit down, relax, and have fun. But I think this is the end of this game review. I'll of course see you tomorrow for more gaming. I'll see you this Friday. I think Friday, Saturday, Friday, whatever day it is, I can't remember. But for more Saints Row the Third, well, I'll be actually doing some Saints Row gameplay, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Wednesday? Oh God, I can't remember the days anymore. Sorry, but I'll see you next time for more game review as well. Bye.